Welcome to Banks Drawing Tutorial. This tutorial I'm going to take you through how to draw realistically and what experienced artists think of when they are drawing realistically. So we're going to learn this by following these simple rules, by understanding our center light, half tone, terminator or core shadow, form shadow, reflected light, and cast shadow, and an occlusion shadow also. So this is a circle, but we can turn this circle into a sphere by following this simple rule that we just mentioned. So we're going to separate our light. The terminator is what separates our light family from our shadow family. Terminator is the darkest part of an object because it's not getting reflected light. It's not getting much reflected light. Everything in daytime gets reflected light, and that is why we don't see black shadow. Shadow is never really black. Shadow is actually going to get colors from different angles because light bounces. When you hit things, it bounces back. So this is our cast shadow. Our cast shadow is really formed by an object, which is when an object is blocking light from hitting any part of area where it's placed. Our cast shadow. So now we're going to be adding our occlusion shadow. Our occlusion shadow. Most beginner artists miss this occlusion shadow or misunderstand it from cast shadow. Occlusion shadow is actually the darkest part of a drawing because it's getting really no reflected light. I'll show you an example of that in this drawing this artist made. In this drawing, this person made his cast shadow really dark. You can see that it's really dark, that it really don't match this drawing. It really makes it odd. When you make your cast shadow this dark, like I said earlier, cast shadow is not black because it's going to get bounce light. It's supposed to be light is supposed to bounce from this stone down here. Our occlusion shadow is what is supposed to be darker, very very dark. You can see most of the shadows here are really really dark. So if you don't want to face that, watch this video to end. This video is going to help you understand all this. You can see the tree also. The tree is casting shadow, but it's not going to. You see real life, we don't have that black shadow around here. Even when it's in shadow, light bounces back. You can see an example of this in this cup. If you want to watch video on how to draw that cup, I'll put it down the link in the description below. You can see the light is really bouncing. When light hits the floor, it bounces back. So we're going to get reflected light on this drawing. Even most of the times we don't really get much reflected light, but most artists chip it in to make their drawing look better. It defines drawing really well. So you can see our reflected light. We're going to that part we're not shading is our reflected light. That part in the shadow family. Because light is really bouncing from the place where we place the ball and hitting the ball. So this is our center light. This is our half tone, I mean. You know, when the object curves away from light slowly hits it, light hardly hits it when it curves away slowly. So that's what we're really defining. As it's curving away from light, it's getting less light. One rule you should learn is that form change is constant to value change. When something, the way it curves, that's where the light value changes. If you don't know, value is how dark or light an object is. So I'm shading this core shadow and the shadow on this ball. You can see that it's really turning into sphere. The occlusion shadow is supposed to be really really dark, and you can see I've done that already. And you can see that now it looks like a sphere. You can see now how we've drawn this, turned the circle into a sphere. And now I'm using blending storm to blend. blend it through to get that great transition between light and shadow. These are simple rules that you follow and you will get a realistic drawing and get a better 3D drawing. Nothing is actually gotten from outlines. Even cartoons, we use reflected light and this cast shadow to define everything. You can see the way light bounces back to the object. So now let's try this with a box. We're going to be simply drawing a box. We're not finished with this fair, but we'll get back to it later. But let's try this with a box first. So we have drawn our box. The light is coming from the left top. So this part of the box is really going to be the darkest part. This part I'm going to shade it really dark, but it's going to be the darkest part. It's facing away from light. These are things that beginner artists, if they understand, they'll begin to, it will boost your drawing. It will boost your experience. The top part of the drawing is going to be the lightest part because where is heated by light. This part is actually going to be in between. It's going to be less dark and less light. Our light is not coming from here, rather it's coming from this part, our left top. You can see light hits this third part of the light doesn't hit this third part of the box. You can see our cast shadow. Now let's try it for a cylinder also. We have tried this in these different objects so that it can help you understand better. Now I'm also going to be drawing our Terminator again. Later after drawing this, because our Terminator is one of the major part of drawing realistic, because it separates that light from that shadow. Let's imagine something is bouncing light from that angle. So this is our core Terminator. Then we are indicating the dark family. The Terminator is really going to be darker than the rest of this drawing because it's getting less reflected light. You can see the way light bounces, rays of light. When you flash light, you see the rays of light, the way it goes. When it goes, it still bounces back. This is our occlusion shadow. Now this is our cast shadow. So you can see forms change is constant to value change. When it turns away from light, the way it slowly turns away from light is where it's really going to get that shadow. These are things that if you start to understand it right now as a beginner artist, it will boost your experience in drawing. I'm now shading with my tissue paper. I'm blending with my tissue paper, sorry. I'll not shade it further. I'll just go straight now. We'll draw a circle. We're going to apply all these that we have learned, all these little things that we have learned, and apply it to this final drawing. We're going to be drawing a circle. I'm going to be finally turning it into a fair. First of all, we'll lighten our shade so we don't get house outlines. This is our light source, where our light is coming from. So we are indicating our Terminator. Don't forget our terminator is a straight line, and it curves according to the light and according to the object. So you can see the way it's curving. It defines our drawing very well. If not for the reflection of light, we won't, like when you're under a tree, you're supposed to be seeing black, but based on reflected light, you're going to be seeing things. Now this is the form shadow. This whole part is the form shadow. And this is the cast shadow. I've defined the cast shadow earlier. So this is the cast shadow. So let me know what you're going to draw right after this tutorial. Let me know in the comment below what you like to draw after this tutorial, what is going to teach you. I hope this tutorial is going to help you learn better, get better in your drawings. So this is our occlusion shadow. That's the darkest part I see in this drawing right now. You can see the occlusion shadow there. So that's our occlusion shadow. This is our terminator. You can see that reflected light. You can see that I'm leaving that space. You can see how it's defining this drawing. You can see how it's gradually looking like a sphere. It's no longer looking like a circle. Just because of these simple rules that we have followed. You can see our terminator. Our terminator is really dark. You see, when you know these rules, then maybe one day you'll be able to break it and do your drawings the way you love, and it's going to come out well. Because experienced artists break rules a lot. Now this is our half tone. This part that we see there is half tone. And our half tone is the part of light that is really dark. That part of the light side that is really dark. That's our half tone. Then center light is where the light is hitting. That's our center light. Our half tone, when, like I said earlier, when form is changing, like it's a circle, it's a sphere. When it turns away from the light gradually, it gets darker. So those dark parts is the half tone in the light family. Those dark parts in the light family. So you can see it gets darker when it turns away. Then you get that your terminator. After that you get your terminator. The terminator is the main thing that differentiates that light from the shadow. You can see our terminator. I can also see our reflected light. You can see how we joined everything together and it's making it look good. Understanding light is the best thing that artists can do for themselves. It applies to all kind of art, both drawings, both painting, all kinds of art, even cartoon. You must understand your light. So I'm blending my blending storm. Before I forget, this is homemade blending storm. Another tool I use for blending is I use my brush, but mostly I use my homemade blending storm because I really love it. But if you need that video, I will put it down in the link down in the description below. I use my brush for blending also. Also use a tissue paper, and lastly I use cutting board. So these are tools you can use for blending. in case you don't have a blending stump. But you can make that also. I have a video of how I made one of these. So this is our occlusion shadow and our cast shadow. You can see how we got this form, how we got this fair, just by these simple rules that I've mentioned. You can see how the form is looking. It's looking really nice. You can see how real it looks now. So just grab your pencil, grab your paper, and draw this. Really simple. Follow these rules. Before I forget one thing, this blending stump is homemade blending stump, and the video is down in the description. I'll put the link of this video, of the blending stump. Lastly, we are going to be adding our highlight, and our highlight is where light points to the object and bounces back to the viewers. That's our highlight. And our highlight is really the brightest part of a drawing or of any object. It's really very, very, very bright. You can see highlights all around you. I'll show you an example of highlights in this painting. One of my students made. So you can really see how highlights helps drawing. You'll see it in this video. You can see the highlights that is added to this drawing. It defines it. You can see the highlight in this pair. The highlight on this apple, you can see it. It defines the drawing better. So that's what I added here. Now I'm drawing the pen, the correction pen. So these are our highlights. So I hope you understood all this. These are our terminator. Our terminator is really the darkest part, you can see on the form shadow. So this here, these are our form shadow all around the shadow family. Then you can see our reflected light. You can see our cast shadow and occlusion shadow. Let's move to this cylinder. You can see how we used all this information to define all these drawings. Draw the same rule. Just remember that value change is constant to form change. So you can use all this rule to draw this. So I hope this video was helpful. If you like this, please give me a thumbs up. And I have more drawing videos. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel to get more drawing videos. There are lots of drawing videos that are coming in the future. I hope this video was really, really helpful to you. So please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And let me tell you a secret. And my next video will be a live drawing. So subscribe now to watch it. So thanks for watching.